A calorie deficit is the only way that you can lose weight. It doesn't matter what plan you're on, you will need a calorie deficit to lose weight. Just for transparency, I'm a Slimming World consultant, and this is my chosen way to lose weight. And it is a fantastic plan, but it is all about having a calorie deficit. For Slimming World, we have 3 parts to our eating plan, and they are really, really simple. Step 1 is what we call our unlimited foods. Now, unlimited foods doesn't mean that you can eat absolutely everything on that list. It means that the choice that you have got is unlimited. You don't have to weigh and measure. Now, having said that, it is about calories. So portion control is hugely, hugely important. We have broken all of our foods down into different sections. For example, you've got your rice, pasta and noodles. And we do say there is no weighing, no measuring. But in addition to that, what you've got to think about is how much that you're eating and that you stop eating when you are full. There is no point having the entire plate of pasta that is overloaded and thinking that you're going to lose weight, because you simply won't. It is about those calories in. You've also got your fish section, which then is on our next page, and you've got your meats, eggs and dairy. You can have all of this on our plan. You've got plant-based food, then you've got your beans, peas and lentils. But the reason that we say that this is our unlimited foods is because one of the sections that we've got in here is your fruits and vegetables. We've got lots of symbols in our plan, and one of the main ones we've got is this here, is the S symbol. Now, we've called it speed foods. You can call it whatever you like. It could be speed foods, it could be vegetables and fruits. What we say is, or recommend, because we can't tell anybody what to do, it's just a recommendation, is that when you're having your meal, is that you have a third of these speed foods on your plate at any one time. So our speed foods are things like broccoli, carrots, cabbage. These are the foods that are lower in calories but will make you feel fuller for longer. And this is the important thing. We want you to have a third of that on your plate at every meal. Now, it doesn't have to be broccoli. Obviously, if you don't want to have broccoli for breakfast, you don't have to have broccoli for breakfast. But there's nothing wrong with having vegetable soup for breakfast. I often do, much to my members' disapproval. But there is nothing wrong with having vegetable soup for breakfast if that's what you want. But the first thing you do is, when you load your plate up, is put your vegetables on. Then you put your carbohydrates, and then you put your protein. You need protein for your muscles. You need protein to make you feel fuller for longer. Carbohydrates give you energy, so you need all of that. But if you fill your plate up with a third of speed foods, of your vegetables, before you plate up anything else, you're automatically going to reduce the calories on your plate. So if you had something like a spaghetti bolognese, we recommend that you have your spaghetti bolognese made with 5% less fat. So you've got your mincemeat, 5% less fat. In that, you've got your tomatoes, your mushrooms and your onions. Now, in our plan, your tomatoes, your mushrooms and your onions are speed food. So that's absolutely great. Then you've got your pasta. That's absolutely great. If you plate up a portion of spaghetti bolognese and your pasta, on average, this is an average, that's about 600 calories. What we're advocating is that when you plate up a third less of that, and you add a portion of vegetables. So you would have your pasta, you'd have your bolognese, and, for example, a third of broccoli. Or you could have carrots and cauliflower, whatever it is that you want, or a side salad. What that third of these vegetables do means that you don't have as much pasta, you don't have as much bolognese. That reduces the calorie content on your plate down to roughly about 450. This is the importance of the speed foods. If you want to lose weight, you've got to have that calorie deficit. And for Slimming World, that's one way that we get that calorie deficit in. A third of speed food on your plate at any meal. If you're having breakfast, you could easily have some high protein yogurts, some Greek yogurt, fat-free Greek yogurt. That's full of protein. Then all you need to do is put a third of fruits in there. So you could have some strawberries, you can have some blueberries, but putting that third of fruit in there means that you're just not eating as much, in that the calories that you consume are a lot less. I hope that makes sense, because I keep hearing that Slimming World doesn't care about calories. Of course we do. We absolutely do. But our plan has been created so that you don't have to count those calories if you have a third of speed food on your plate at any one time. And that's the important thing. If you're going to be following this, make sure that you have that third of speed food on your plate. Put your vegetables, put your fruit on your plate first of all. That's the first thing that goes on your plate, and then you put the rest of your food. And this also goes for if you're going to have seconds. When you have seconds, if you're still hungry, have seconds, but make sure you have that speed food on there first. So can you see how that works? Put your fruit and veg on first, then put your carbohydrates, then put your protein. Personally, I put my protein first because I'm a protein girl. But that's how you will lose weight. Get that calorie deficit in. I hope that helps. All right, take care. Bye-bye.